Yo, what is going on, guys? I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be giving you my 5 tips or 5 things that I wish I knew before high school. But before we get into that, if you're new to the channel, my name is Caleb. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And if you see me looking off to the side, I'm looking at my notes as this gameplay is pre-recorded. As you can see, my controller isn't on. But without further ado, I just want to get right into it. Tip number 1, do not date. I know that may seem weird, everybody dates in high school, but I promise you, if you do not date in high school, you have a much better experience. Dating in high school is not exactly practical, considering only 2% of marriages come from high school, and I know that may seem weird because your parents may have met in high school or your friends' parents may have met in high school, but you also have to realize that they grew up in a much different time than us. They grew up without smartphones and social media, which leaves a lot less room for error. You also have to realize that high school isn't exactly a healthy environment for a relationship, considering most people in high school are immature, and that can lead to things going wrong very quickly, and that can lead to things also like emotional damage, whether that be trust issues or lowered self-esteem, and it can even lead to depression. And I know that may seem dramatic, but people in high school are young and very malleable, so their feelings and emotions are like tip-top. Like, you're going through puberty and you're growing, so you're going to be a lot more emotional, and you're not going to know how to control your emotions very well when you are in high school. And with all that into consideration, I think that just shows that relationships just take away from what's truly important at this age. Which leads me on to my second tip. Tip number 2, figure out who you are. And I know that may seem obvious, but a lot of people do not do this in high school. You should figure out who you are, and by that I mean you should figure out what your interests are and figure out what makes you happy. You should not look to your friends for this kind of information. You should not see what your friends think is cool or what everybody else is, like trying to fit in with the popular people. You should not try and fit in to be popular. You should figure out what makes you happy, what interests you, whether it be anime or video games. It does not matter. You need to figure out what makes you happy, not what makes other people happy or what makes you fit in. And you will notice a lot of people do try to fit in, and this is the last thing you want to do, because I promise you, after high school, you're only going to be friends with a handful of people. So all those people that you tried to be cool in front of or tried to fit in front of, you're not even going to talk to them after high school, and you're going to be lost. The people that are sitting there trying to fit in and trying to fit in with the popular kids, they're going to be lost after high school, because they're not going to know what their interests are or what makes them happy. And this is why I think tip number 2, I think this is the most important thing in high school, is just figure out who you are. It is by far the most important thing you need to do, and you should not care what anybody says. Even if people think you're weird for liking what you like or what makes you happy, it does not matter. I promise you, after high school, it will not matter. You will be in a far better place than the people that tried to fit in. And if you take anything from this video, take this. You should figure out who you are in high school. Nothing else matters more. Not the schoolwork, nothing. Nothing matters more than figuring out who you are in high school. I promise you. This leads me to tip number 3. Don't take things personal. You should not take things personal in high school, as people are trying to be cool, they're trying to fit in, so somebody's just going to be an asshole to you and think they're cool because of it. Just let it be. I promise you, you will thank yourself later for not getting involved in the drama. And then on top of that, these are the people that I was talking about before. The people that don't try and figure out who they are, and they're lost. So they try and fit in and try and be cool with all the popular kids, and they do things like this. This is what makes them happy. They put you down so they can feel better about themselves because they haven't figured out who they are. I also want to add to this that everybody in high school is going to act like they got everything figured out, which no one does. You should not be looking to anybody for advice on your future except yourself. Everybody's going to act like they have everything figured out, and if you have something you're excited about and you planned on doing in the future, somebody puts you down for it, you should just immediately cut them off. You should not listen to anybody that's telling you what you want for the future is stupid, or they know what they're doing, like you should do what they're doing. No one knows what they're doing. Everybody acts like they know what they're doing in high school. Which leads me straight into my 4th tip. And my 4th tip is keep a small circle. Now, when you're in high school, you want to have a small circle of friends. You don't want to have this gigantic group of friends, because in high school, I want you guys to know that more friends equals more drama. And that's only for high school. I want to stress that, is the more friends you have in high school, the more drama you have. And I say that it only applies to high school because high school, like I said, people are immature and things go wrong very quickly in high school. Now, tip number 2 applies here too, because if you figure out who you are and what interests you and what makes you happy, then you will find other people that have the same interests and the same things make them happy. And maybe they just like you because you're you and you aren't trying to fit in and you aren't trying to be popular. You just like the things you like and you're interested in the things that you're interested in. Now, I stress having a small friend group not only because it limits the drama, but on top of that, it'll make it so you can talk to your friends about stuff that you can't talk to your parents about. Because let's face it, there's things in high school that happen that you can just not talk to your parents about it, or you just don't feel comfortable talking to your parents about it. So it gives you a person to vent to. And when I was in high school, I had a close-knit group of 4 people, and I could talk to them about things that I never felt comfortable talking to my parents about. And it helped lift a layer of stress off my shoulders and made me feel a lot better. And this leads me to my 5th and final tip, which is enjoy high school while it lasts. Because after high school's over, reality is going to set, and you're going to realize just how easy high school was and how good you had it. Whether you decide to go on to college or do your own thing, you're going to realize, man, I took high school for granted because compared to this, high school was a piece of cake. You're going to realize all the petty drama and BS that you were in high school was not worth it, and that you should have just enjoyed your time while you were there, because 4 years may seem like a long time, but it's not. These 5 tips will make high school a lot easier, whether you're a freshman, junior, sophomore, or senior. It doesn't matter. If you follow this structure, I promise you high school will be a ton more enjoyable, and you will actually get what you need out of high school. That's all for today's topic. I hope you guys did enjoy those 5 tips for high school. If you're new here, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.